In this lesson, we will learn how to solve quadratic equations. So what is quadratic equation? It will have a term x to the power 2. X is the variable. That variable will be having the maximum power 2, but it can have less as well. But the maximum power it can have is 2. So it has to have maximum power 2. So there are many ways to solve quadratics. Okay, so the generic form of a quadratic formula is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So where a, b and c are coefficients, they can be 0, they can have some values. But if a is equal to 0, that is not quadratic. Therefore, a cannot be 0, b and c can be 0. So just bx plus c can't be a quadratic because that is only power is 1. But a need to have some value not equal to 0. It can have 1 or more. Then it will be quadratic equation. So examples of quadratic equation: 2x squared minus 2x minus 3 is a quadratic equation because here the values of a is 2, b is minus 2, c is minus 3, but it's a quadratic because it has x squared term. 2x into x plus 3 is equal to 0 is a quadratic. It doesn't look like quadratic, but if you multiply, if you expand the brackets, you will be getting the quadratic formula. So where a is equal to 2, b is equal to 6 and c is equal to 0. If you put 2x plus 1 into x minus 5, these are multiples, you have to expand the brackets, then you'll be getting 2x squared minus 9x minus 5 is equal to 0. That's a quadratic where a is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 9 and c is equal to minus 5. X squared plus 2 is equal to 4. This is a quadratic since it has a x squared term. So this can be written as x squared minus 2 is equal to 0, where a is equal to 1, b is equal to 0 and c is equal to minus 2. 3x squared is equal to 48, also a quadratic. There is only one term is here, only x squared term is there. So 3x squared minus 48 is equal to 0, where a is equal to 3, b is equal to 0 and c is equal to 48. So if it is a simple quadratic, we can solve with the elimination. We don't need to do much. For example, if they ask you to solve 3x squared is equal to 48, you can solve easily. So you have to eliminate the unwanted thing related to x on the left hand side. So you can divide this by 3, you'll be getting x squared is equal to 16. So if x squared is equal to 16, you can write the 16 as 4 squared. Therefore x is equal to 4. So that means square root of x squared is equal to x. You can take square root of both the elements are equal, you can find the square root, and therefore you will be getting x. If it is square root of 4 squared is equal to 4, that is equal to plus or minus 4. So generally you can solve the quadratic by factorizing if possible. So if you have two products, a into b is equal to 0, either a can be 0 or b can be 0. Okay, so the factorizing, so you have to factorize, you have to make it as two products. So if you have a formula x plus 1 into x plus 2, that you know that when it's a quadratic, if you expand these brackets, you'll be getting quadratic. But here you are writing as two multiples. Therefore, you can write if x plus 1 is 0, that is 0. Either x plus 1 is equal to 0 or x plus 2 also can 0, also 0. If you multiply anything with a 0, you'll be getting 0. So if you factorize a quadratic, then you can solve it. So first you have to expand the brackets, then you'll be getting the quadratic. Factorizing is the opposite. You are writing it as multiples. So if you factorize x squared plus 5x plus 6, you will get x plus 2 into x plus 3. So if you want to solve x into x plus 3 is equal to 0, this is already factorized. There are two products, x is 1, then you are multiplying with x plus 3. Therefore, x is equal to 0 or x plus 3 is equal to 0. So you will be getting x plus 3 is equal to 0, means you will be getting x is equal to minus 3. So x is equal to 0 or x is equal to minus 3 is the answer for this one.